Yo, yes, my people. So yeah, you know what it is, isn't it? Like I'm always the one to chat about things that nobody else wants to speak on, innit? So let's just keep it real, yeah. And at the same time, it's like the whole reason behind starting this movement was for the next generation, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? And being like, let's say, the voice of the generation. You get what I'm saying? Whether you like to admit it or not, like that was the motive. Create a platform, a safe place for us to, kick game and chat to each other and chop it up somewhere that we've never had that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like the issue I'm going to touch on today, yeah? It's like the man them, yeah? The man them bringing childhood traumas and trauma through from life, like the roads and whatever else, yeah? And then it's almost like we punish everyone around us for these things. Do you get what I'm saying? So you know what? I'll keep it real. Yeah. I'm not going to give no examples to protect the innocence. Yeah. So it's like, all right, let's think of a hypothetical situation. You're a kid. You grew up single parent household. Yeah. Pops is gone. Whatever. Yeah. Sweet. Like I know a lot of people can relate to that. Yeah. Mumsy gets a new man. Yeah. Mumsy's got a new man, Everybody just wants to be happy, innit? Everyone wants to be happy. So Mumsy's got a new man. But Mumsy's obviously got kids, innit? You understand what I'm saying? So, long story short, the relationship comes a bit violent, yeah? So you see as a kid, from a kid's perspective now, so it's like growing up, you see all these kind of things. You see domestic violence, growing up in a hood, like, man are seeing gunshots and all these type of things from a very young age. So what we do is we normalize it. We normalize these things. So it's like, man will either go one of two ways. With the DV side of it, it can either become like learnt behavior, and then you start portraying these same behaviors when you get older, or you could go the totally opposite way and be fully protective of females, your mum, whoever's going through the domestic violence. You get me, G? And then the road side of it now, being exposed to violence and all these type of things from a young age, it's like, say it becomes, okay, you know what? And it's like I was listening to that track the other day, yeah, where the man said, in my hood, you can get bodied for a rumour. Like, you know why it's sick? Because that is true. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, more time, okay, it's like, all right, safe, not to go off topic, yeah, but it's like a man said something, so a man hits your line like, yo, G, I heard you were saying bum back bum. Now, when your ego and pride comes into it now, you're going to start thinking, right, even if you didn't say it, you're going to be on some gangster shit. Yeah, pussy, what, man? What are you going to do, bro? Even if I did say it, what? But you didn't. But because you're on this ego and pride thing and my man's testing you gangster now, you want to keep it all the way gangster in it. So you're going to front it like, yeah, pussy, what, man? So now homie's going to come out on some reckless thing. Now we've been exposed. We've normalized violence. Yeah, from a young age, we've normalized violence. So now whatever homie's on, we're going to bring that same fire. If not worse, killer be killed, innit? Survival of the fittest. Because that's the rules of the game, innit? So boom now. That's that, yeah? So now, you get older now, yeah? Man get older, man might have been in jail, gets older. Now you want to settle down in it, so you find yourself a girl. You get me, G? So you're with your girl now. Everything's cool, man. Everything's good. You get me, G? You start chatting. You start rapping about stuff. You get me? Conversation might come up about the past or whatever, or I was in this abusive relationship. or my past relationship, this used to go on. Now it's like, you see, when the man them ain't healing from these childhood traumas, yeah, you're now bringing your trauma into this relationship. So from the off, no matter how nice the honeymoon. First and foremost, I'd like to shout out my first sponsor, straight out of Canada, The Art of Silence. People, go check out their drip now at The Art of Silence Co. on Instagram. Again, The Art of Silence Co. on Instagram. Second of all, I'd like to shout out Scoots for showing me love and support on my movements. So yeah, people, shout out Scoots for that. Again, The Art of Silence Co. on Instagram, and you'll find us at True Blue Lifestyle on Instagram and at K the PT 19 on Instagram. Again, that's K the PT 19 on Instagram, and also True Blue Lifestyle on Instagram. Period is it's gonna become toxic, and the reason why I say that is because, all right, everything's cool. Every time you see each other, you're gassed. Every time she hits your line, you're gassed. You get me? The honeymoon period, and that shit will wear off. Now, when that wears off, now the realness comes with it. So now you start asking certain questions. Yo, so when this happened, yeah, how did you feel about that? Like, you become a counselor, yeah. You start asking uncomfortable questions and that. You get me, G? I had this one, I'm not even going to expose who it is, yeah? But this one girl hit my line, and she's chatting to me about situation and the relationship and whatever else, yeah? And you know what she said to me? She said, listen, my man sat there and made me bare my whole soul to him, like, to the point I just felt like I felt vulnerable. Now, when she's telling me, I kind of understand why he's doing that, but to her, she can't understand it. She just thinks he's using this against her to manipulate her down the line, when it's not that. Do you get what I'm saying? When I'm hearing this, I'm hearing this and I'm thinking, I understand why homie's doing it, because these are questions that, like, all right, cool. So maybe, like, if you was in, like, as a kid, you seen, like, domestic violence and whatever else, yeah? If this individual's not your dad, yeah, so you're automatically going to side with your mum, yeah? So when these things are going on, like, you can hear it popping. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, you're asking yourself these questions. Mum, why won't you leave him? Do you get what I'm saying? Why won't leave him? Let him go, man. Tell him to get out of the house. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're sat there asking yourself, but you can't ask your parents these questions. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just go and ask these questions. So now, man are holding on to these traumas. You're holding on to these traumas because they're not going to go away until you heal from it. Yeah? Think of a wound. An open wound, it's not going to go away until it heals. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're bringing these childhood traumas with you. You're growing up with them. So now when you find yourself in a situation now, it could be your partner. It could be a female. It could be anybody. Like, you know what? I'll keep it all the way real with you. Yeah? I've had situations in my life where I've been chatting to girls. Yeah? And my missus always tells me, says, you know what? You approach a conversation like a female. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I ain't coming in there on some, try to get in the drawers. You know, man's holding conversation. So it's like, if they decide to open up to me and start telling me, now I'm going to talk to you. Do you get what I'm saying? So now wires get crossed and you think that I'm trying to spit game, or, my man's caring, or, you know what, you understand what I'm saying? Now I'm in a situation because they're catching feelings. And I'm on some, you know what, it's not even that. You get me, G? But, so keeping it real, yeah, I had this friend, yeah? I had this friend what I used to chat to, just chatting. She was cool, like, she was cool, like, different type of person, yeah? So when we're chatting, and then she starts telling me things. Do you get what I'm saying? She starts telling me things. So now it's like, due to things I've been through in my life, yeah, now I'm looking at her, so I find myself asking her these questions. Do you get what I'm saying? Then when I'm not getting the response I want, I start to get a bit mad, like frustrated with it. So I'm saying, but yo, that don't make no sense, man. So why would you do that? Because that don't make no sense. So why would you have a kid with him if you already knew he was on? You get what I'm saying? And so it doesn't, because it don't make no sense to me. But then, you know what? I swear to you, and this is why I'm doing this video now, because I was stood there. You know how sick it is? I was listening to Usher, Trading Places. No trademark. But anyway, yeah. Listening to Usher, Trading Places. Then I started thinking of Moving Mountains. Then I was just listening to the words of the song and I was thinking, you know what? It's mad, you know. Because it's like, I started thinking about this friend, what I used to speak to. She's gone. I don't know where she is. Free down wherever you're at. Yeah? But then I'm thinking to myself, I'm saying, you know what? I wasn't really asking you, you know. I wasn't asking you, like, the reason why whatever answer you're giving me, I can't comprehend that because you're not really the person I should be speaking to. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you get me? So it's like, now, because I've held on to them traumas, yeah? So when I face that situation in my life, in adult life now, it's like, I want to know the answer to these questions, but it's like, you're not the individual I need to be talking to. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's another thing. So it's like referring back to that girl, what hit me about the homie, yeah? And she's saying, Kay, he sat me down and made me bare my whole soul to him. And I felt vulnerable. I felt broken. Why did he do that? But it's like, man are trying to understand, innit? We're trying to understand, like, understand that, like, man are trying to understand. We're trying to understand, innit? It's like, coming from where we come from, it's like we solve our problems with violence. Do you get what I'm saying? We solve our problems with aggression. Shout out anybody that's been to prison. You know as well as I do. In pen, the most slightest thing, like, yo, shut up, you dickhead. You call a dickhead, bro. Like, it's violence straight away. It's aggression. You know what I'm saying? It's just bare testosterone flying around and it's just bare, man. Nobody wants to be seen as the weak one. Everyone wants to be the leader of the pack. Do you get what I'm saying? So now, transition now, turning point to when you come out a road, like, remember, you know, the seriousness of the situation. Man are growing up in jail. We're going to jail as kids and growing up in pen. We don't know what it's like to be on road as grown men. Yeah? So when we're hitting the roads now as grown men, remember, from kids, we've lived with this childhood traumas, yeah? Seeing violence, whether it's in your household, on the roads, whatever, yeah? We grew up in the 90s where the gang thing was rife. You understand what I'm saying? So then we grow up now. So 2000s, teenage years, now we're stepping. Now we're doing the violence. So it's normalized to us. It's normal, innit? Then we go to prison where violence is times 10. Do you get what I'm saying? Any little thing is beef. It's popping off. You know? I think I'm going to have to stop it there and then carry this on, you know, give you a part 2. Because there's so much more to touch on. I ain't doing it on purpose. This is so much more to touch on. You get me? But yeah, all right, safe. Come back for part 2.